Cerebras-powered codex just dropped. It's 1,000 plus tokens per second. This is the ultra-fast, real-time coding model. Hey, I'm Paul Solt, and I'm going to show you what that speed changes in a real macOS app. Let's get into it. Okay, let's get some coffee. Am I out of coffee? Oh, no. My thermos is empty. All right. You're kidding me. It's done. So GPT 5.3 Codex-Spark is the new model, and this is a huge speed unlock. I've been using this for over a week, and it is ridiculously fast. It was so fast that I had to ask the Codex team to fix some issues because the formatting would just go. So let's take a look at it. Cerebras is powering this, so this is a hardware and a software unlock. We're getting this massive speed boost based on this dedicated AI chip. I don't fully understand how that works, but we've got a new model, we've got a new chip, and it is working. The two things are working together. We're looking at over 1,000 plus tokens a second. This is in their early preview. So if you have ChatGPT Pro, you're going to get access to this. If you don't, you're going to have to wait, and they're rolling it out. So this is why I think ChatGPT Pro is an incredible value at $200 a month. I've been paying for it since December 2024, and it has just changed my life. I talk to ChatGPT every day. You can ask my wife, and she sometimes doesn't know if I'm talking to her or ChatGPT. All right, so this is ultra low latency, and that means that they've sort of improved the time it takes between turns when you are saying something to it, when you're typing to it, and then it is responding. It's just able to do things faster. And this is because they're using WebSockets. They've cleaned up the communication, they've reduced the overhead. It's just faster. And so that helps a ton. And what this enables is a real-time coding partner. So imagine that you're doing pair programming, except you're doing pair programming with a phenomenal developer who just like spits out code. It is insanely fast. What is Spark? So Spark is the new name, and I think that they're going to lean into this for anything that is touching the Cerebras hardware, but I really don't know. I didn't get a chance to ask them because I thought this was dropping tomorrow, and so that might be a follow-up question in a future video. This is a smaller 5.3 model. It's not going to be as intelligent as the 5.3. So for hard coding tasks, you might still need to lean into 5.3 codex. But for everything else, if you want to prototype fast and get things done, this is going to be super awesome. Now, the one downside right now is that it is text only. And I might need to make an app so that I can turn an image into text or something, because when I'm debugging problems, I love giving models a screenshot. And so that's one miss on this model. That's why it's in research preview. I think this is something that will change, but just to get it out the door, I think we've got this text only model. It does have a little bit of a smaller context window. You are going to hit this a lot more frequently. Compacting is very fast. It's literally less than 5 seconds, maybe 2 seconds. I don't know. Somewhere between 2 and 5 seconds is what I've been seeing. It is smaller, but I haven't noticed an issue because it is so quick. So you just keep working, it keeps doing its job, and it is great. And this might be a reason why it is faster. It has less context to share back and forth so that it can operate at higher and higher speeds. So why does this matter? Faster iteration. Okay, that's the name of the game here. If you're reading Twitter because you're waiting for an agent to respond with some solution or some bug fix or some new feature, this is going to solve that problem, and you're going to be able to ship faster. Okay, so let's take a demo. I've talked enough. Let's dive right in and see what has changed. All right, so I created a simple macOS app, and that is right here. We're going to take a look at that and see what we have here. Now, this almost compiled out of the gate. The problem is my new app skill messed it up, and it didn't compile because Snake Engine wasn't in the Xcode project. I think I fixed that for my skill, which I'm planning on launching soon. I need to use buildable folders. That's a macOS and iOS thing if you're used to working in Xcode. So that's that. All right, so I've got this app. I asked for full screen support. using SwiftUI Canvas. That's what we have here. It worked out of the gate once I had it fix the Xcode project. So let's take a look. I'm going to hit R to restart and sort of move around. And you have to eat stuff. I don't particularly love the color, so I think we might have to change that. Man, that's suicidal. Okay, so this is working really well, and we can kill myself by going and crashing into my body. So restart, I can click here, I can hit R. Super nice. I probably don't need this restart button. One of the things I've noticed with like 5.3 is it tends to give you like multiple ways to do the same action, and you have to like tell it, please don't give me so many. All right, so that is the game running. It's essentially one game file here that it came up with the game engine. And then the content view here is going to be everything for drawing. I asked it to use the canvas. Let's see if it actually did that. I have not looked at any of this code. We've got game canvas down here. And we can see it is using the new SwiftUI canvas, which is what I wanted to use. That gives us a lot of flexibility in doing stuff. So that's super awesome. So that's creating a Mac app literally in a minute or two. I think I'll do another video of from scratch, but I just wanted to show you something that was working. And let's see if we can iterate on this. So right here, you can see I've got the model selected. And let's focus in on this app. Can you update the colors? I don't love the colors changing. It needs to be all blue for the snake. I love the color blue, so let's lean into that. I'll give you the hex code that I want you to use. Okay. For the food, if it's not green, can you make it green? I'm colorblind. I thought it was red. I didn't look at it yet. And is it red? I want food to be green. And then the render loop, the update feels a little bit weird. Are we doing 60 frames a second? Like it feels like we're not updating properly, or our game loop isn't running at the right render loop. Can you investigate that and give me some guidance there? And if it's not at 60 frames a second, can we fix that? It just feels a little choppy to me. Maybe we're moving too fast, like something doesn't feel right, or we don't have maybe enough blocks. If we double the density, would that make this feel smoother? Give me some options here. How about 3 different options and recommend the best option? Okay, so I've used Whisperflow to write this, but you can also use the dictation tool here as well if you don't pay for that. And let's see if this works. Okay, so we got access. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger, and let me hide this diff view because we don't need to see that right now. So the loop is 7 frames a second, which is super weird. Maybe that's controlling the gameplay. And okay, so let's see if it can figure this out. I don't know if the gameplay loop was leveraging that move interval. Okay, so it's rewritten stuff. Is it done? Let's run this. Oh, I don't have a Makefile yet. Okay. Can you create a Makefile for this project that will build and run the app? Make that the default target. I need a build and run, help, and clean. Okay, let's get some coffee. Am I out of coffee? Oh no. My thermos is empty. All right. You're kidding me. It's done? Okay. Let's see if it works. I'll pull open the terminal. I'll type make. It's doing the build. It's running it. Crossing our fingers that it didn't break the code. Build succeeded. Okay. It didn't make build and run my default. So let's ask for that. Make it so that build and run is the default action. Okay, so let's run make. And we've got a build error. Snape game does not exist. All right. So, oh, was that failing before? I didn't actually read the full output. So I'm not really helping it out. Like I have other Makefiles on my system. Hoping it can just figure this out. And now let's go up here and we'll just add make as our run target. Boom. Okay, now let me hit the actual play button because I think that did it on its own. There we go. Let's go full screen, restart. Ooh, something felt a little bit funky there. I think we should start with a tail. Like does snake start without a tail? I feel like we should start with 3. It just doesn't feel like a snake to me. Can you make it so that we start with 3 so that there's a little bit of a tail? Holy cow, just like that. Okay, so let's run it. Hit the run button up here. And let's go full screen, restart. Didn't work. What's going on, buddy? Did we run the right game? I see it made the change. Is it actually using it? Let's try running it one more time. If we're running an old build, that could be problematic. Let's just see if this is a Xcode issue. Still not starting with it. Okay, so this is a real problem with the code. All right, so my snake is still a single segment. I need to see 3 segments on the screen. I see that you've made the change, but it's not working. So can you explain what's going on here? Please keep your explanation to less than 1 paragraph. I don't want a book. One of the things that I find is it's really helpful to like lower the verbosity, ask for a more concise response so that you don't get overloaded. Okay, still not working. Let's go over to Xcode, see if there's something weird happening with my build pulling, and see if we build it here, if that actually works. We see it here. Okay, something is wrong. Okay, so we're gonna have to triage our Makefile. Let's jump back over to Codex. Okay, so when I build it in Xcode, I see the 3 segments, but for some reason our Makefile is not running the right app. When I do a make clean, I expect it to clear all the build artifacts, and then when I do a build and run, I'm expecting to see it actually work. What's going on here? All right, so again, I'm using Whisper Flow to insert text here. That time it failed. So let's see if we lost it. Because of an update. Okay, let's use the dictate here. All right, so I'm running it in Xcode and it works there, but it doesn't work here in our Makefile. So something is wrong with either that change you made to make it so that we could build and run. Make clean doesn't seem to clear out the old app, and so I'm running an old build rather than the newest build. So let's make sure that that is fixed. Can you double check our Makefile? All right, so I'm going to transcribe and send, and then we're going to go from here. So it's really cool that I can just go back and forth at this huge velocity. We see that it changed something. Oh, does it have to kill the... Oh, I think that's the problem. It wasn't killing the old version. Okay, so let's try it. So now if I do build and run, there we go. It is working. Can you prove that you can update by changing the color to white for food just to make it abundantly clear? All right, so I changed the color. Let's go ahead and run. And we should see white, and there we go. Okay, so my build loop is working. Xcode doesn't like whatever we've done here. I think we're trashing its build output somehow. And there we go, we're growing. It feels a whole lot smoother. The other one just felt chunky. This feels more responsive. Maybe we can get it up to 240 hertz and run it on my gaming monitor. That'd be super cool. We died. This is GPT-5.3-Codex-Spark. This is the fast model that is running on the new Cerebras hardware, which is ultra fast. It's a new model that's also ultra fast. It's got a smaller context window, which might be making it faster as well. And I'm excited to see what you think. So if you have any questions, comment down below and I can reach out to the Codex team and see if I can get answers to anything that we're not sure about. I've been using this model for a week and it's been really good. It's been really fast. The biggest downside is that it's text only. So hopefully it can fit into your workflows. If you're debugging something, we might need some kind of workaround to pass in images as text. And maybe that's something that someone already has. If you know of a tool, let me know. And thanks for watching and hit the like button if this was helpful. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video.